welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into a movement that our sources call, incredibly important, of enormous import, actually.
Yeah.
But somehow it just stirs such a little interest out there.
Yeah. It's strange, isn't it?
Totally. I mean, think about the bench press or the squat. You've got whole forums, endless chats about them.
Oh, absolutely. Communities built around them.
But the pull-up, finding really solid, smart info feels, well, kind of rare. It's a bit of a puzzle.
It really is. And look, that's exactly why we're doing this deep dive today. We want to unpack that mystery a bit.
Right.
We're leaning heavily on insights from CrossFit here, trying to understand, why is this move so critical? How do you actually do it right? And importantly, how do you get, more of them?
More is always good.
Exactly. The mission today is really to pull out those key bits of info, those nuggets that'll get you up to speed on this often ignored but super powerful exercise.
Okay, so let's start basic. What is a pull-up? Merriam-Webster calls it chinning and defines it as to raise oneself while hanging by the hands until the chin is level with the support. Pretty straightforward.
Seems simple enough.
Yeah, but then the grip question comes up, right? Underhand, overhand, wide, narrow, mixed. Doesn't matter.
That's always the first question.
Well, the definition doesn't really care. And what the sources say is actually kind of cool. Once you hit like 40 pull-ups, apparently it all starts to feel pretty much the same.
Wow, 40. Okay.
So the lesson for you, just mix it up. Try all the grips. Don't get hung up on one.
Good advice. Variety is key.
So, okay, we know what it is, but why the big deal? Why should you care? The sources we looked at, they say it's at least as important as any other upper body exercise.
That's a huge statement.
It is, considering everything else you could be doing for your upper body.
Absolutely. And they really back that up. They call it an essential part of athletic training. Full stop.
Essential high.
Yeah, and perfectly functional, meaning the strength you build doing pull-ups, it actually translates directly to things you do in, real life or sports.
Okay, that makes sense. Not just gym strength.
Exactly. But here's the kicker. They see it as a gateway exercise to highly developmental gymnastics movement.
Ah, so it unlocks other things.
Precisely. It's not just another lift. It's foundational. They literally say it's singularly unique and valuable and so has no replacement.
No replacement. What about like the lat pull-down machine?
Nope. They specifically call the lat pull-down a weak substitute. Harsh, but clear.
Wow. Okay, so unique, vital, foundational, got it.
Yeah.
But if it's so critical, how do you nail the execution? A correct pull-up.
Right.
The CrossFit standard sounds simple, but the sources say it's tough to execute.
It often is.
It starts from a dead hang, arms and shoulders fully stretched out,
Full extension, yeah.
and it finishes. It doesn't matter what grip you use, with your chest pressed right up against the bar, tight to the bar.
And that's the part people often miss, getting the chest to the bar, not just the chin over it.
Exactly.
So technique-wise, going from that full hang to chest pressing tightly to the bar, that's the goal.
Yeah.
And how you get there matters. They stress leading with the chest up, shoulders pulled way back. Think about like fully opening the chest and closing the back.
Opening the chest, closing the back. Got it.
Now, they do say early on, just getting your Adam's apple to the bar is, okay, acceptable. But if your shoulders are rolling forward, that's a fault you need to fix.
Right. Avoid that rounded shoulder thing.
Definitely. Another tip, be visually directed. Pick a spot, maybe on the wall or ceiling in front of you, and keep your eyes on it. That sight line should shorten as you go up.
Oh, interesting. Like pulling yourself towards that spot.
Kind of, yeah. And breathe. Inhale on the way down, exhale as you pull yourself up.
Inhale down, exhale up. Simple enough.
Simple, but important for rhythm and effort. And one last really key mental cue. Think about driving your elbows down towards the ground.
Not just bending your arms.
Exactly. Don't focus on flexing the bicep. Focus on pulling those elbows down and back. That engages the lats much more effectively. It's a different feeling.
Okay, elbows down. I like that cue. Makes sense. So once you've got that technique starting to get dialed in, what about gear? What do you actually need?
Right, the practical stuff.
The sources say technically almost any edge you can hang from works. A fingertip hold even.
Yeah, for like impromptu pull-ups maybe, but for regular training.
For regular practice, yeah, you're going to want a proper pull-up bar.
Definitely. And for home setups, they recommend permanently mounted bars. You know, the sturdy ones bolted to a wall or a solid overhead beam.
The ones that aren't going anywhere.
Exactly. And they actually call out a specific one, Nick Massman's thick-handled rotating pull-up bar, a CrossFit original.
Oh yeah, what's special about that?
Well, they say it's an excellent grip and forearm developer. Apparently, just hanging from this beast makes you a believer.
Sounds intense.
Yeah, and the grip failure is interesting. They say it doesn't slowly weaken. Instead, you just find yourself in free fall.
Whoa. Okay, maybe not for beginners then.
Maybe not, but definitely effective for building that monster grip. On the flip side, they advise against those freestanding pull-up and dip towers.
Why is that?
Stability issues, mainly. They can wobble. Plus, they just take up a lot of floor space.
Right, makes sense. But what if you live in an apartment or you travel a lot? No beam, no wall space.
Good question. There are solutions. They mention doorway pull-up bars, the kind that wedge into the doorframe without need of any screws or hardware.
The portable ones.
Exactly. They even name-drop a couple of websites like easydip.com and boofittoday.com/gym.htm as examples of where to find those.
Okay, cool. So options exist even for small spaces.
Definitely.
That covers gear. But now the big hurdle for many. This is great, but I can't do one pull-up yet. What then?
Yeah, the starting point, it's a common roadblock, for sure, but the sources lay out some really good ways to get assistance.
Okay, what are the options?
Well, the best option, according to them, but also the priciest, is a machine called the Stairmaster Gravitron 2000.
Gravitron.
Oh,
Sounds serious.
it is. It's basically a pull-up and dip assist machine. Uses a weight stack to counterbalance your body weight. Sadly, they don't make them anymore, but you can find used ones.
How pricey are we talking?
Over $2,000 originally, but the sources say worth every penny. Apparently, CrossFit HQ has 2 of them.
Wow. Okay, maybe not for everyone's budget. What's next?
Second choice, much cheaper, TheraBands, resistance bands.
Okay. How do those work for pull-ups?
You loop a thick band over the bar, pull it down, and step 1 foot or knee into the loop hanging down, usually around mid-thigh height. The band stretches and helps lift you.
So it gives you a boost from the bottom.
Exactly. But, and this is a big but, they highlight a serious safety concern.
Oh.
The band can slip off your foot and snap upwards, potentially hitting you in the eye. It's a significant risk.
Yikes. Okay, that's not good.
Not at all. So their advice is crystal clear. Keep your head up, don't look at the bands. Or, even better advice, wear protective goggles.
Definitely wear goggles.
Yeah.
Got it. What's the third option?
The third choice is a manual spot, just needs a friend.
Okay, how does that work?
Your spotter stands behind you, puts their hands on your sides or your mid-back, and basically helps lift you by squatting down and pressing up as you pull. They have to sync up with your movement.
Like a human gravitron.
Kinda, yeah. And they say this is especially great technique with large groups broken into pairs
Why is that?
because it helps both people. The person doing the pull-up gets the assist, obviously, but the spotter gets a nice little workout too. A classic bit of hip extension and push, as they put it.
That's cool. Teamwork.
Totally. They even mentioned seeing teams race to 100 combined pull-ups using this method and calling it fantastic work.
Nice. So lots of ways to get started even if you're at 0.
Absolutely. No excuses, really.
Okay, so once you're actually doing pull-ups, assisted or not, what's the main goal? What are you training for?
Simple answer, according to the sources, more.
Just more reps.
Pretty much. And here's where it gets really interesting. The core idea is the more you can do, the stronger you become. It's not just about bragging rights. Doing more pull-ups directly improves several things.
Like what?
Your muscular endurance, obviously just being able to do more work. Your absolute strength, the maximum force you can generate. And your relative strength, how strong you are for your body size.
Relative strength, right?
Yeah.
Super important for bodyweight stuff.
Crucial. And to get those high reps, the key is regular exposure is critical. You got to do them often.
How often?
Well, that's another fascinating point. They say pull-ups and gymnastic-type moves in general can be done way more frequently than, say, heavy weightlifting. Your body can tolerate it better.
So you don't need as much recovery time between sessions.
Apparently not to the same degree. This means you can practice them really consistently, almost daily sometimes, which helps you progress faster.
Okay, that's huge. And they gave some examples of this, right? Like how people actually do this.
Yeah, some pretty cool, kind of quirky examples.
Like the bathroom pull-up bar.
Exactly. Athletes literally hanging a bar in the bathroom doorway and making themselves do 10 pull-ups every single time they leave the bathroom.
10 reps every time. That adds up fast.
You bet it does. And the sources say, hey, it works. Another one was a rugby player friend.
Oh, yeah, the beer one.
That's the one. He apparently did a max set of pull-ups for every beer he drank.
Seriously, how did that end?
He managed to work his way up to doing 30 pull-ups in a set. Maybe not the healthiest training plan, but it shows the power of frequency and motivation.
Wow. Okay, maybe skip the beer part, but the frequency idea is clear.
Definitely. So the practical takeaway for you is weave them into your warm-ups, pepper them through your day if you can. Just get those reps in regularly.
Makes sense. And what about the grip thing again? We said mix it up, but should you focus on one if it's weaker?
Good question. Circling back, their advice is clear. Don't just stick to your strongest grip. If you notice, say, your underhand pull-up is way better than your overhand.
Give the overhand one more attention.
Exactly. Give emphasis to the weaker grip to bring it up. But here's the interesting long-term view. As you get better and better, as your numbers go up across all grips, the actual difference you feel between them, the muscles used, the development you get, approaches zero.
Really? So eventually a pull-up is just a pull-up.
Pretty much. The fundamental movement pattern takes over, regardless of the subtle grip change. It really reinforces that the core exercise is the key.
That's fascinating. So after all this, the importance, the technique, the gear, the training, what's the big picture takeaway? How should you view your progress?
Well, the sources put it really nicely. They want you to understand that every time you hit a new personal best in pull-ups, even if it's just one more rep, it's not just another number, it's an event worthy of celebration. Seriously, treat it like a milestone.
I like that. Celebrate the small wins.
Absolutely. They even say, think about it this way, treat the new ones like birthdays.
Like birthdays.
Yeah. Because, look, you might live to be 100 years old, right? But you probably won't get 100 new personal bests in pull-ups over your lifetime.
Huh. Good point. Never thought of it like that.
Each one is genuinely special and hard-earned, so yeah, celebrate them.
That's a great perspective. Okay, so that pretty much wraps up our deep dive into the unsung power of the pull-up.
Feels like we've covered a lot.
Definitely. We've unpacked why it's so important, even if it's overlooked. We got into the nitty-gritty of technique.
Chest to bar, elbows down.
Right. Looked at gear options, from fancy rotating bars to simple doorway ones, and talked about how to get started with assistance.
Bands, spotters, even gravitrons if you can find one.
And how to train for more reps through frequency and celebrating every single game.
It's been a thorough look, for sure.
So maybe a final thought to leave everyone with.
Yeah, I think given how unique the pull-up is, how valuable, and how it acts as this gateway exercise, just consider this. What happens when you truly master such a foundational bodyweight movement? What other physical skills, what mental toughness might that unlock that you maybe haven't even considered yet?
Food for thought.
Definitely. So the real question for you listening is, what personal best pull-up number are you going to celebrate next?